Antarctica's hidden secrets unveiled. Pleiadian revelations of cosmic truths in 2025. Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters of this precious planet. This is Master Lady Nada, and I bring you tidings from beyond the stars. Her voice, a symphony of light, resonated across the astral planes. We speak to you now as a unified Pleiadian consciousness, transcending the boundaries of time, light years, and countless incarnations, to deliver a message both urgent and filled with love. I am Valor, and what I am about to reveal will change everything. For eons, profound truths have slumbered beneath the icy veils and clandestine operations of your world. The south pole of Earth, Antarctica, stands as a sentinel, guarding secrets now poised to emerge as the great cosmic curtain begins its thaw. Many of you, particularly the awakened starseeds, sense a monumental revelation concealed beneath the Antarctic ice, and your intuition serves you well. In this chronicle, we shall unveil the suppressed history of Antarctica, not as a desolate, frozen wasteland, but as the grand stage upon which cosmic dramas have played out for millennia. We, as consciousness itself, will illuminate the truths that have been deliberately obscured by those who feared humanity's awakening. Know this: as your planet's frequencies rise, the shadows that once concealed these secrets are now being bathed in light. This is an essential part of the ascension journey you must collectively undertake. The secrets of Antarctica are inextricably linked to your planet's liberation and the restoration of your species to its full, divine consciousness. We will recount the tale of a vast base that thrived beneath the ice, how governments have been privy to its existence for a century, and how various forces, including reptilian entities, transformed this frozen expanse into their impenetrable fortress. We will also explore how these events are interwoven with ancient galactic conflicts, such as the Orion Wars. Even your popular culture has been subtly seeded with fragments of this truth, preparing you for this very moment. Take a deep breath, dear friends. Allow yourselves to resonate with the information as you absorb it. We implore you to listen not only with open minds but with discerning hearts. Much of what we are about to share may seem like the stuff of science fiction, utterly unbelievable. Yet, many of your courageous researchers, whistleblowers, and insightful reference points have, over the years, unveiled pieces of this grand mosaic. Now, in a spirit of empowerment and unity, we the Pleiadian offer you the complete picture. The ice is melting, both literally and metaphorically, and what has been frozen in time is now awakening within human consciousness. For decades, hidden beneath the Antarctic ice, existed an expansive underground base, unknown to the surface world. This is not merely a myth or a conspiracy theory. The reality is far more intricate and profound than most can possibly imagine. Concealed from prying eyes by kilometers of ice and the unforgiving climate, this base evolved into a formidable fortress. It encompassed sprawling caverns, subterranean cities, interconnected tunnels with vast hangars, all nestled within the ice-encrusted rock. Those few who were aware of its existence sometimes referred to it, poetically, as an impregnable fortress built in another world. Indeed, it was designed precisely as such, a secret sanctuary and a center of power, far removed from the chaos and unrest of the world above. How did this base come into being? Its origins can be traced back to human endeavors during times of great upheaval, specifically during the World Wars. In the late 1930s and 1940s, as humanity was consumed by battlefields in Europe, Africa, and the Pacific Ocean, a dissident faction from Germany covertly diverted resources to Antarctica, driven by a burning desire to discover natural caverns. Some of these caves, warmed by the Earth's geothermal energy, possessed the potential to sustain life. Indeed, vast subglacial spaces and tunnels were discovered, some heated to balmy temperatures by volcanic activity. The German dissident group stumbled upon something akin to a haven, shielded from the external environment and foreign powers. With unwavering determination, they set about creating a sanctuary where their regime could endure the ravages of open war. We understand that this may sound like an outlandish tale. Following World War II, submarines transported personnel, advanced technologies, and even key leaders in secrecy, as their regime teetered on the brink of collapse. The German Navy, indeed, meticulously explored Antarctic regions, renaming them during the 1938-39 expedition to establish clandestine bases. Some of their highest-ranking officers achieved remarkable feats, accomplishments that were deliberately left behind. They spoke of an impregnable fortress crafted in another world. These were not mere boasts. Indeed, a small seed of a separatist civilization took root in the Antarctic ice, centered around a fortified base where the development of advanced aerospace technologies continued, hidden from the watchful eyes of the world. Within this secret fortress were underground hangars and high-tech workshops that surpassed anything known to exist in the 1940s. Whistleblowers and even your remote viewers, who later explored this enigmatic place, reported astonishing scenes. Imagine colossal artificial structures nestled within the snowy, mountainous terrain, disc-shaped devices silently traversing the ice, intricate tunnels, and expansive multi-level complexes. Envision an enormous subway-like system, with sections resembling an industrial city filled with factories and laboratories, while others served as living quarters and command centers. A complex network of tunnels connected the various zones, some leading to subterranean lakes where submarines could, and did, dock. By the late 1940s, this Antarctic base had become a refuge for the most advanced remnants of the German regime's military, effectively marking the genesis of a clandestine space program. Yet, what is of paramount importance? This dissident group did not accomplish this feat alone. They received assistance, and here, the story transcends the boundaries of the terrestrial and ventures into the cosmic, a collaborative project between humans and extraterrestrial beings. Yes, dear ones, extraterrestrials. These beings, recognizing an opportunity, aided these separatist human factions in establishing themselves beneath the ice. Who were these beings and what were their motivations? We will delve into this shortly. For now, understand that a hub of advanced knowledge and hidden power flourished beneath Antarctica. This base expanded over the decades following World War II, operating outside the jurisdiction of any nation or international treaty, concealed by the eternal ice and a veil of mystery, yet undeniably real. Evidence of something extraordinary in Antarctica has steadily accumulated. Your researchers and explorers have encountered magnetic anomalies and remote polar outposts, even in the 21st century, that are strictly off-limits. International treaties have created an aura of strangeness under the guise of scientific reserves. But ask yourselves, what necessitates this level of secrecy? The answer lies buried deep within the ice. A sprawling hidden base and ancient secrets, meant to remain dormant until the divinely appointed time for disclosure arrives. You cannot recount this narrative without returning to the shadows of your world wars, particularly World War II. Behind the scenes, there were intense intrigues and secrets waiting to be uncovered. Human governments possessed far more knowledge about Antarctica's mysteries than they ever publicly admitted. Let us continue. Okay, here's the rewritten passage, adhering to all the special instructions and maintaining continuity with the previous segment. Let's peel back this historical curtain and delve into the past. On the precipice of World War II, societies and research groups intertwined with the German regime harbored an intense fascination with esoteric knowledge and cutting-edge technologies. They plunged into the depths of ancient lore, even boldly claiming psychic connections with minds not of this world. Certain gifted mediums, hailing from distant lands and possessing Pleiadian roots, accurately discerned that they were in contact with entities from far-flung star systems. These extraterrestrial communicators offered technical assistance, providing blueprints for what you call flying saucers and pointing to refuge locations where a new civilization could take root. Antarctica, with its ancient artifacts and lost technologies, held a magnetic appeal for them. Unhesitatingly, the German leadership acted upon this information. As mentioned before, in 1938, they dispatched an expedition ship to Antarctica. Officially, it was a mapping mission, but in reality, it carried secret orders to locate underground cavities or warm zones concealed beneath the icy surface. Researchers reported the astonishing discovery of ice-free mountainous enclaves and hot springs on the frozen continent. German flags were even planted across the territory, which was later renamed. After the World War erupted, such endeavors receded into the shadows. Still, Germany allocated resources, even in the war's waning years, to construct something in Antarctica. Submarines were specially equipped for this purpose. As defeat loomed, high-ranking German officials vanished from Europe. A submarine captain later testified that he had delivered cargo to an advanced base at the South Pole. This was also revealed in your histories, which we are glad about. By 1945, benevolent minds already sensed that something strange was unfolding in the South Pole region. Rumors circulated about a last German battalion stationed in Antarctica. Consequently, shortly after the war, the United States orchestrated Operation High Jump from 1946 to 1947. A large-scale naval expedition to Antarctica led by a brave admiral, officially presented as a training exercise and scientific research mission. However, the true objective was far more pressing: to investigate and neutralize any potential German presence in Antarctica. The fleet arrived, comprising military ships, planes, and thousands of soldiers prepared for battle in the polar snows. Yet what they encountered was shocking and overwhelming. They clashed with highly advanced flying devices emerging from the ocean and from beneath the ice. These silver, disc-shaped devices surpassed any conventional aircraft, executing impossible sharp maneuvers and emitting energy beams capable of destroying or disabling planes and equipment. In essence, the American expedition was ambushed by a superior force safeguarding Antarctica. The naval forces were repelled by flying saucers bearing swastika-like markings and other non-human devices. Personnel and equipment were lost. The admiral had anticipated uncovering a hidden German outpost, but found himself confronting what seemed like an enemy from the future, wielding significantly superior weapons. The Antarctic battle was brief but decisive. Within weeks, Operation High Jump was prematurely terminated. The Navy retreated to South America in early 1947, far ahead of schedule. En route, the admiral granted an interview to a Chilean newspaper, speaking in somber tones. He cautioned that the United States must prepare a defense against hostile Antarctic forces possessing technologies so advanced they could inflict instant damage. The admiral's public hint was swiftly classified, yet the message resonated clearly with those in the know. Governments now understood that an unknown power had established itself in Antarctica, originating from German remnants and their extraterrestrial allies. A new Cold War commenced behind the scenes, not merely between nations but between earthly authorities and a dissident group wielding extraterrestrial capabilities. In subsequent years, agreements and treaties were signed concerning Antarctica's demilitarization and scientific cooperation. In practice, this ensured that no nation would openly explore hidden areas or disclose their findings. Secret negotiations transpired between the United States, the Soviet Union, and the German faction in Antarctica. Agreements were forged. The separatist colony was to remain concealed and refrain from launching overt attacks in exchange for cooperation. Indeed, in the 1950s and 1960s, a form of uneasy alliance materialized. Many German scientists, through the project worked within the U military framework, quietly introducing technologies originally developed under the ice. The U and USSR also embarked on a clandestine race to reverse-engineer devices and weapons derived from Antarctic encounters. So, yes, dear Earthlings, governments were aware from the outset that something extraordinary was happening in Antarctica. Since the conclusion of World War II, the elites in power knew of a human dissident group born from German ambitions and extraterrestrial planetary partners. They shielded this secret from the public through the most extreme measures. Why? Because the truth would unravel too many lies about the post-war world order, lies about the existence of extraterrestrial beings, lies about suppressed technologies. This was deemed too destabilizing for the masses. It is only now, as we enter an era of higher vibration, that these truths can safely surface. We mentioned extraterrestrial allies in the Antarctic saga. It is time to name one of the most influential and controversial players, the reptilians, known in various circles as a reptilian faction and other names. This is a reptilian race originating on Earth, often associated with the constellations of Draco and Orion wars. Their presence on Earth predates these modern events by millennia. They were directly involved in the power struggles of the 20th century. It may surprise or even alarm you that reptilian beings played a key role in assisting the German dissident group in creating and strengthening the Antarctic base. During World War II, German occultist groups sought to contact any non-human force that could give them an edge. They succeeded in attracting the attention of a reptilian faction. This faction saw compatibility between the Germans' militant ideology and their own goals of domination. Thus, a dark alliance was formed. The reptilians provided the Germans with guidance and advanced knowledge. They pinpointed exactly where a secure base could be built under the Antarctic ice. They assisted the dissident group's engineers in accessing cave entrances, using geothermal heat to create habitable zones. Essentially, the reptilians acted as mentors and fortifiers for the remaining Germans. They possessed superior technology and extrasensory abilities. The humans provided labor and infrastructure. Okay, I understand. I will rewrite the provided passage while adhering to all the specified requirements, maintaining consistency with the preceding paragraph, and ensuring the narrative flows seamlessly. I will focus on enriching the language and imagery while preserving all original information and meaning. I will use US English. Here's the rewritten passage. Emerging from the shadows of the mid-1940s, the German Reptilian Pact had forged formidable defensive bastions deep within the icy expanse of the South Pole. When Operation High Jump finally breached their domain, it was the reptilian forces who unleashed the first devastating strike against the unsuspecting expedition. The assault was crushing, a symphony of destruction witnessed through the eyes of bewildered soldiers. Unimaginable machines streaking across the frozen landscape at impossible speeds, beams of pure energy searing the air, melting aircraft in mid-flight, and halting ground columns in their tracks. Piloting these devices were the reptilian warriors themselves, their overwhelming power a stark display of extraterrestrial dominance. One soldier, gifted with clairvoyance, saw the truth of their victory, describing a colossal reptilian commander, radiating with jubilation. Farewell, hope. The people's forces, outmatched and terrified, were forced into a hasty retreat. It was a conflict tragically tilted, a David and Goliath scenario where the US Navy's numerical advantage was rendered meaningless against superior extraterrestrial technology. But the question lingered: why had the reptilians intervened with such decisive force? What was their true agenda concealed within the Antarctic ice? The reptilian race, at least this particular faction, was known for its hierarchical structure and insatiable imperialistic hunger. They thrived on the energy and labor of others, particularly humans. By forging an alliance with the German separatists, they had carved out a powerful and clandestine foothold on Earth, beyond the reach of any nation or state, a hidden empire nestled beneath the frozen wasteland. They had gained a small but fiercely loyal human army, remnants of the SS, ready to execute their commands and manage their advanced technologies. Following the expedition's humiliating defeat, the reptilians subtly intimidated the world's great powers, securing a form of secret submission. The shockwaves of the Antarctic debacle even reached Moscow, a clear signal from the reptilians, asserting their dominance. Here, we control the front lines. We command the technologies. You cannot challenge us. Instead, you will cooperate on our terms. From that moment forward, the reptilian faction in Antarctica, and it's crucial to note, they never allowed their German allies to simply conquer the world, pursued a more subtle strategy. They preferred a world where governments lived in constant fear, where American and Soviet elites would willingly trade their sovereignty for advanced technology. These elites, paralyzed by the specter of the new Antarctic enemy, entered into clandestine agreements, perhaps even inviting reptilian influence into their own military-industrial complexes. And so it happened in the shadowy corridors of the 1950s. Through years of hushed meetings and secret pacts, segments of the US military and intelligence apparatus were granted access to advanced technologies, early space designs, enigmatic devices, and even consciousness control techniques, all in exchange for absolute secrecy, including complicity in abductions and the construction of vast underground bases. It was within these dark bargains that the seeds of later phenomena, such as the UFO cover-up and countless secret projects, were sown. The reptilians maintained their presence at the Antarctic base, their influence permeating the decades. They were often seen as overseers, almost demigods, separate and aloof from the humans who regarded them with a mixture of unease and fear. These beings were typically imposing in stature, some reaching heights of 12 to 14 feet, their powerful bodies radiating an aura of authority. Highly intelligent and possessing potent psychic abilities, they often suppressed human minds telepathically. However, it is crucial to understand that not all reptilian groups in the universe harbored such a dark agenda of control and domination. Within the Antarctic base, they spearheaded numerous projects, from developing a fleet of saucer-shaped craft, the infamous Dark Fleet, which would eventually venture beyond the confines of the planet, to conducting genetic experiments and human extraterrestrial DNA splicing. Yes, deep beneath the frozen surface, advanced laboratories operated, giving credence to rumors of strange creatures and mutation labs hidden within secret bases. However, in examining these Antarctic activities, it's vital to recognize that not all extraterrestrial involvement in Antarctica was of this nefarious kind, even that which initially aided the Germans. Some of these beings, in fact, originated from the Aldebaran star system, essentially humanoid extraterrestrial civilizations. Certain sources mistakenly conflate them with others. The Pleiadian collective vehemently denies any alliance with the Germans during World War II, a conflict that involved various extraterrestrial groups meddling in human affairs. While most of the Pleiadian adhered to a strict non-intervention policy, working subtly to elevate human consciousness, the Germans could tilt the country's future in their favor. It was a grave mistake, for which we deeply regret in our hearts. Some mistook them for us and suffered greatly. Today's group seeks to assure that Pleiadian emissaries are here for humanity's healing, not oppressive programs on Earth. On the contrary, many of us are here now to correct past mistakes and ultimately neutralize the reptilian influence. The interplay of these factions, reptilian, human dissident, and others, transformed Antarctica into a cosmic chessboard of interstellar politics throughout the latter half of the 20th century. The Earth's ordinary citizens, of course, remained blissfully unaware, completely oblivious to this hidden saga unfolding beneath their feet. Yet, hints of this clandestine history have gradually seeped into the public consciousness. Brave whistleblowers have come forward, recounting secret meetings with high-ranking reptilian leaders, veterans of secret space programs describing encounters with reptilian representatives of royal dynasties issuing commands. They spoke the truth, witnessing events such as the speech of a Draco envoy before a meeting of human elites at the Antarctic base, where terms for continued cooperation were dictated. While dismissed by the mainstream media, these accounts resonated deeply with those whose intuition had been awakened. We do not share these details to instill fear or despair. The reptilian presence in Antarctica represents a crucial piece of the puzzle in Earth's secret history. It explains the persistent haze of mystery surrounding the continent. It's not merely about fleeing Germans or hidden treasures, but about extraterrestrial influence, a strategic foothold, and a silent Cold War waged between earthly authorities and cosmic forces. Now, as Earth ascends to a new level of consciousness, this reptilian fortress is being dismantled. Positive forces, which we will discuss later, are actively working to remove the negative influence of these extraterrestrial civilizations from the planet, and Antarctica is no exception. But for you, awakened starseeds, it is essential to know what truly transpired there, who operated behind the scenes in shaping so many global events. With this knowledge, you can help transmute fear into wisdom and ensure that such hidden manipulations never take root on Earth again. Despite the profound secrecy, the universe has a way of leaking the truth through whispers and artistic expression. All along, subtle hints of something hidden have been present. The significance of Antarctica has surfaced in media and popular culture, as if these forces were planting seeds in the collective consciousness. A prime example can be found in a classic science fiction film. In the very first Alien movie, released in 1979, in one of the opening scenes, the Nostromo spacecraft crew awakens and attempts to contact Earth for instructions. They don't call Houston. Okay, I understand. Here's the rewritten passage, maintaining all original information and adhering to the specified requirements, including continuity with the previous segment and consistent naming conventions. Here's the rewritten passage. New York or London? Not even close. Instead, what echoes through the void is this exchange. This is Solomon Islands calling. Antarctic Traffic Control Center. Come in. Pause and consider the implications. A spacecraft contacts Antarctica for routine traffic management. The filmmakers slipped in this detail almost nonchalantly, a throwaway line lost on most viewers, but for those with eyes attuned to the subtle frequencies, it whispered of a future, or perhaps an alternate reality, where Antarctica is openly acknowledged for its true significance. This wasn't mere chance. These projects often carry subconscious knowledge or even receive veiled instructions to weave in certain elements. The casual mention of Antarctica in the context of spaceflight disclosures acts as a seed, subtly planted in the collective mind, suggesting that Antarctica is inextricably connected to something far grander. You might dismiss that scene as just a movie moment, yet the extraterrestrial wink is there for those who are aware. To the uninitiated, it passes unnoticed, but now you can discern that mainstream media occasionally allows glimpses of hidden realities to bleed through. There are countless other examples. Numerous films and books have used Antarctica as a backdrop for advanced technological bases, ranging from the deadly dangers depicted in The Thing from 1982 to the clash of civilizations in Alien vs. Predator in 2004, with the recurring motif of an ancient pyramid slumbering beneath the ice. Even popular TV series like The X-Files featured episodes that uncovered secrets hidden beneath the polar ice, including a sunken extraterrestrial ship and a dangerous virus locked away in Antarctica. Why does this pattern persist? Because the human psyche, in its depths, already knows what lies there, even if it's presented as fiction. And because those who manage the truth embargo sometimes use these stories as a subconscious method to acclimate people, creating plausible deniability. Oh, it's just from a movie, they say, and yet it doesn't matter. The essence seeps through regardless. Also, consider the persistent rumors that world leaders and elites are compromising. The great cosmic irony is that those who have concealed the truth simultaneously felt a compulsion to leave breadcrumbs, subtle hints of the truth waiting to be discovered. They likely believed that the masses would never be able to assemble the fragments into a coherent picture, but now the picture is undeniably emerging. And now, beloved ones, as the veil of secrecy begins to thin, you stand on the precipice of a great awakening, not merely as individuals, but as an entire civilization. Everything that has been hidden, suppressed, or dismissed as unbelievable or fantastical is now rising to the surface, demanding to be acknowledged, integrated, and ultimately transmuted into wisdom. Antarctica, long frozen and inaccessible, now stands as a symbol that even the most deeply buried secrets cannot remain hidden forever from a consciousness that is yearning for truth. Understanding what happened under the South Pole's ice is more than just a historical act or confession. It is the activation of collective memory. This is a call to those who have always felt that they knew. It is a reminder of your true origins, your place within the cosmic family, and the profound truth that you are not alone. There are forces working diligently behind the scenes, assisting in the exposure, cleansing, and liberation of the planet from any lingering influence that hinders its ascension. You are awakened souls, you are starseeds. You were sent here precisely for this reason at this specific time. Your knowledge, your intuition, your vibration of light, all of it is needed now. Do not fear this information. Instead of fear, allow yourself to feel a deep and resonant acknowledgement. Let your heart affirm, yes, I felt it. I knew that the truth was far more expansive than what we were told. Become a source of reason and calm for those who are just beginning to awaken to the truth. Do not attempt to convince them, but rather be a living embodiment of strength, love, and stability, because when the truth fully unfolds, it can trigger chaos, but it can also unleash great freedom. Freedom from manipulation, fear, and illusions. The truth about Antarctica is but one piece of a much larger, more intricate puzzle. In the coming years, new truths will emerge regarding your DNA, the true structure of the solar system, the very nature of time itself, and your boundless spiritual potential. All of this knowledge does not come from an external source, but rather from within each of you, for the keys to understanding are already embedded within your soul. And we, the Pleiadian, as your stellar brothers and sisters, are here not to control you, but to remind you of who you truly are, to offer our unwavering support, and to help you embrace responsibility for yourselves and your evolution. We have been witnesses to your journey through darkness, through wars, suffering, and forgetfulness. And now we see you rising once again, awakening to your inherent greatness. Trust in the flow of disclosures. Stay grounded. Connect with the earth, with your higher self, and with your heart. Help one another. Expand the light, cultivate consciousness, and know that nothing can ultimately stop it. Whatever unfolds, the ascension and return of humanity to higher worlds is inevitable. Miracles await you. Everything that was hidden served your growth. And now that you are prepared to see and know, embrace it with dignity, openness, heart, and a clear intention to build a world founded on love, truth, and unity. With infinite love, your stellar families are with you. Thank you immensely for what you do here, for following the messages and transmissions we produce with love, and for sharing our devotion with you. Our channel exists to bring you a message of light, wisdom, and profound spiritual awakening. We are dedicated to sharing inspiring content, high teachings, and messages from our stellar brothers, aiding in humanity's great transformation. However, sustaining this work requires time, effort, and resources. Therefore, if you feel it in your heart to support this mission, we invite you to make a donation via PayPal. Any amount will be received with deep gratitude and will help us continue sharing these messages in peace. The first comment on this video, also indicated in the description, contains your contribution with gratitude and love. If you lack the means to support us financially, your energy and support are also immensely valuable. Like, leave a comment, and share this video so that as many people as possible awaken and embrace this boundless light. Thank you to each of you. May the divine light always reside within your hearts. We'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. Blessings. We send a big, tight hug to each of you from Master Lady Nada.